Back here in Texas, state lawmakers will have $194.6 billion to spend for their next budget. That is the projection shared today by the Texas comptroller, Glenn Hagar. These figures are coming out a day before the new legislative session begins here in Texas. And this afternoon, we're going to talk more about those estimates with Rahul Sreenivasan, the Director of Government Performance and Fiscal Policy at Texas 2036. So Rahul, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
This may seem like something very heady when someone listens to these figures and when they think about the phrase, the biennial revenue estimate. What is the significance of that, to be able to learn what that figure is today before the new session begins?
So the biennial revenue estimate is a step that's taken every 2 years, part of the 2-year state budget process. And this announcement today kind of kicks off that in-session portion of that process. So with the announcement today, Comptroller Hagar basically tells the legislators, this is the amount of money that you have to work with in crafting the state budget for the next 2 years.
And really guides what work they're able to do and maybe even things they could pursue and pay for.
Okay. That's right.
That's good to know for everybody at home because I'm sure they're going to be hearing a lot about this as the session begins. So the comptroller also today said that this is a slight decrease from the last budget cycle that the lawmakers will have to work with. Why is that?
So it's important to keep in mind it is a decrease in this bottom line number, but it's sort of the comptroller alluded to it in his announcement. We started with this enormous surplus in the previous budget cycle.
Right.
And we're starting again with an enormous surplus. It's just not in that same magnitude. Like last time we were projected to have a 32 billion surplus. This time we're projected to have a 24 billion surplus, which, by the way, these types of surpluses are not commonplace. These are both of a magnitude that we've not seen in the state budgeting process before, but we're actually expected to increase our overall state tax collections over the next 2 years relative to the current budget cycle.
And as we're moving into this new session, what kinds of things are you expecting the state lawmakers to pursue where they would be siphoning off that money to fund some of these different programs?
No, I mean, I think when you have we're in a strong fiscal position right now, and that requires some of the discipline that we've shown in past sessions. Last session we had the large fund balance and we didn't blast through it. We had room to do it, but we did a lot of strategic one-time investments in infrastructure, things like water, broadband, parks. This time we kind of have that opportunity again to deal with these long-term infrastructure problems that loom large for Texas, like water, like dealing with workforce readiness, other long-term challenges that might need some stronger, more comprehensive, long-term thinking to invest around it. So, and I think having this revenue outlook sets the legislature up well for the next 2 years and doing things that set the state up well for the future.
Will be fascinating to watch how all that money tracks through this whole process. But Rahul Sreenivasan with Texas 2036, thanks again for being with us.
Thanks a lot.